Hi guys, I hope you're well and welcome back to the Budgeting Wing Woman. I do feel like it's been quite a few weeks since I last popped on and chatted to you properly. One of the last videos that you'd have actually seen was a video that I filmed quite a while ago but got round to uploading quite late, and that was my end of February roundup, I believe. Now March has been a very quiet month for me, which I'm going to go into in a second, but today I am filming for you a very different video. It's actually me giving a big, huge shake up to my binder setup just due to a huge change in circumstances, which again, I will explain a little bit more of in a minute. So if you want to see exactly how I'm streamlining my binder setup and moving forward for the remainder of 2024, then just continue to watch. Okay, so I want to start off this video by saying a huge thank you to everybody that has stuck around. I'm fully aware that I haven't uploaded much content, and there are multiple reasons for that. One of those reasons being my mum passed away, which I think I have mentioned. So my mum passed away at the beginning of February, her funeral was at the beginning of March, and in turn, all of that alongside half terms and bank holidays and a lack of income from my husband with him being self-employed and myself has meant essentially that we are hugely down on our income at the moment. I'm self-employed and essentially I've fallen behind with work in terms of work commitments and contracts and campaigns and things like that I'm working on in my business, which has meant a delay in payment for me and a delay in actually finalising the work. And in turn, my husband's had time off and he has also lost a lot of income. On top of that, in comparison to when I started cash stuffing last year and where our income was last year, I mentioned this really briefly over on my Instagram. So I will leave the handle on the screen in case you want to follow me over there, because I'm not very active at the moment, although I am on stories, but I'm definitely going to be posting a lot more going forward, just about kind of everything with regards to our debt, which I'm not sure if you guys want a little bit more information on, but a little bit more on our debt and just kind of where we are. But because of my husband was self-employed and he had a lot of weekend work, a lot of overtime work and things like that, and that's all kind of been set back. We actually had a situation whereby he did some private work and he wasn't paid for that job. So there's actually been a huge knock-on effect to our income. And then on top of all of that, our expenses have just been insanely through the roof at the moment. We've had to pay out for a whole term of childcare for my son. We had to secure his childcare place at the preschool for when he turned 2, but the funding for the, I think it's 15 free hours you now get if you work 30 hours each, that didn't kick in until April. So we've had to pay for a whole term's worth of childcare, which we wasn't expecting for it to be as much as it was and to be impacted in that way. We've also had loads of school expenses, funeral expenses, like I said, a knock-on effect with the bank holidays, half terms. There has just been so much that I can't even explain. My tyre that I just paid out for, I think a few of you guys will remember that I got new tyres. They were a lot of money. One of them's gone bust again, literally one of the brand new ones, which I'm absolutely devastated about. So there has been so much stuff, and in turn, we've just fallen a little bit behind with some of our bills, and I have a lot of money sitting here. As of the end of February, I had around £1,100-1,200. Throughout March, I dipped into that a little bit, and that has decreased, and I think we're sitting around the £600 mark at the moment. But I popped a story up on my Instagram yesterday about whether or not I should use this money to actually cover the expenses, like the nursery fees were like £600-700. Oh, I've knocked my really cute Easter bunny, which by the way, how cute is this? Home bargains, couple of pounds. But yeah, I kind of popped out a post on Instagram because it seemed silly, even though these weren't all directly in my emergency fund, like kind of wallets, we have money coming back in the next few weeks, but I just kind of want to cover some of the bills that we've fallen a little bit short on. And at the moment, I'm not in a position to cash stuff because every week we're trying to catch up a little bit with the bills we're behind on. And I'd really like to kind of get back into the position of being able to cash stuff weekly just for our everyday expenses, and then start popping some money aside and move forward from there. So that's what I'm going to do today. And I know that sounds like a really long explanation. I'm looking at the time, I'm like, gosh, almost 5 minutes in. But like I said, there's just been so much going on. my brain has felt so overwhelmed. I've actually felt quite sad that I've not been able to upload anything. And whilst I know that they didn't even need to be big cash stuffings, the reality is I haven't had a spare penny because I've been trying to play catch up. And so, yeah, there we have it. I am, in all fairness, in a very positive headspace. I feel like this is going to get us up to date. Hopefully, as of next week, we'll be able to start cash stuffing again because we'll be completely up to date with everything. End of the month and into April. Well, no, we're in April now, aren't we? So end of April, I 100% will have been paid for my job, which essentially should top up a lot of this back up again. And my husband should have some extra income coming in and things like that. So fingers crossed, we're getting there. So without further ado, I'm going to move on to my binder setup. I'm going to be unstuffing my binders. I'm also going to be popping some money into one of my challenges. Sounds a bit weird. I'll explain that all in a second. So yeah, let's get going. Okay, so to start with, I have some change, which I've accrued over the last month or so. Not a lot. I have been spending it. The kids have had like, God, what have they had? They've had World Book Day. They've had all sorts. So I've had loads of different, you know, days at school and stuff like that, which I've had to dig into this for. So we're going to take the £2 out. That's not going to go in there. But I am going to pop this into one of my challenges. So the challenge this is going to go into is my penny savings challenge, and I'm going to carry on doing this because it seems silly not to, basically, because I'm not going to pop all this change in the bank. There's not overly a lot there right now, so we're just going to leave that because I don't think it's going to affect me too much. So counting up the change, we have £1, 10, 20, 40, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, £2, and then 5, 10, 11, £2.11. So let's pop this in here. And then, where did I pop my calculator? Here we go. 211. So our next highest number is 77. So we can cross that one off. Oh, actually, I think there's a 78 on there as well. And that one. And then a 56, which is that one there. Perfect. So we're going to keep the penny savings challenge going. And that one is done. Okay, so we'll pop that over there. So next up, we're gonna, you know, rearrange some of these binders. So I wanted to share with you a little bit about what I've taken out of some of my binders already. And I'm not sure if I've already shared this in a video or not, but already I've taken out mine and my husband's spending. I'm actually going to be recreating some other binders for these. 30th birthday presents. It was my birthday last year. We spent this money on bills. I do want to recoup the money, but at the moment, clearing down debt is my priority. 1 month ahead. So I actually have a 1 week ahead and an emergency fund. So the 1 month ahead for me right now isn't a priority because our 1 month ahead savings are a lot bigger. Then I got rid of all my seasons. So spring, summer, winter and autumn. But more will be going. And I also got rid of drinks, organising and date night. Realistically, we don't drink hardly ever, and it comes out of our food shop budget, and I don't feel like I need an allocated folder for that. Organising, I do it, but I'm condensing all of these down, so this is going to be moving into a home one. And date night is going to kind of move into our spending, and realistically, I haven't been out on a date night. The last time we had a date was for my husband's birthday back in September, which is very sad, but we don't really have the time nor the money to go out right now, and it's not a high priority of ours. So, starting off with my high priority binder, I don't actually think there's too much to change in this one, if I'm being completely honest. I'm just trying to have a look because I have written it down. So I've already removed date night, organising and drinks. I do have some things that will be going into here and some things I want to change, but emergency fund is staying, debt is staying, vehicle maintenance is staying, health is staying, kids clothing is going. Again, I'm just condensing this down to a clothing one. Pet care is staying, household is staying, 1 week ahead is staying, business expenses and taxes are staying. Now at the moment, as you can see, Actually, I was going to say they're pretty much empty, but they're not. We had £15 in debt. We had £10 in pet care. But everything else has been emptied out of here over the past few weeks. I was actually trying to keep stuff in some of my other binders, which I'll explain in a minute. So they're now gone in my high priority. Then low priority, again, a huge condensing, and I really want to do some of these binders, but nails is going. Boys' haircuts is staying. Kids is staying, but I'm going to get rid of family fun. And I just think that's all going to kind of go under one. Eating out can stay. Beauty's going to stay. Groceries can stay. Clothing can stay. Etsy can stay. Home decor's going to go. And everything's going to kind of come under home renovations. Gifts is going to stay. Garden's going to go, as I'm going to make that under the home one. Subscriptions is also going to go, as is self-care, as is our 10th anniversary. And again, it's not to say I'm not saving for this. I 100%, this is a priority for me, but we have a little while for this. And then football and karate is also going, and I'm actually going to be making a kids club one, because I'm actually starting my youngest up at like a little kickers class alongside my son doing football and this son doing karate. So I just feel like one wallet is enough. So as you can see, I've taken, how many have I just taken out of there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of them are gone out of there. And it's not to say that in the future, I potentially may, you know, go back to this system and add more in, but at the moment I feel like I'm not filling many of the wallets. They're all looking empty. I'm just not really loving it. So, you know, we're changing things up. So then I'm going to move on to challenges, and there is a huge shake up going on in challenges, and a lot of money is going to be coming out of here. So Sun and Moon is staying. However, we are removing the money in Sun and Moon, so we've got 40 in there. So I've decided what I'm going to be doing is one scratch off at a time. So I've already removed these, Roll into Christmas, Crystal Ball, and Scratch and Cash. They've already come out previously. I'm also taking out Knockout 9. Now, for any of you guys that watch my channel, you will know I absolutely love Knockout 9, and it pains me to do this. But at the moment, the amount of money that Knockout 9 takes on a weekly basis is so unpredictable, and I feel like I need a bit more predictability going on with having more of a limited budget. And like I said, when our budget starts to pick back up and we have more income in, I know I'll have more to spare for this game, but right now I don't have that. Rolling with the times is also a big one. So my plan basically is to have one bigger challenge on the go at a time. So at the moment, it's going to be this Scratch and Cash one, which I absolutely love. Then all the rest are going to be smaller ones. Now, even with this one here that I do have, I'm actually only going to be popping £5 in a week until I've completed it, unless I've got any spare cash or it's a bonus stuff in. So for example, this first one that I need to complete, the £5 one, that'll be done in week 1, for example, but this one might take me 4 weeks. But it might be slower progress, but it's all going to be aimed towards the same purpose, and I'm going to go into this in a minute. So roll it. Again, this one will be getting £5 a week, but for the time being, I'm taking all of this out. Now, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take all this money out, pop it in the bank, pay off what I need to pay off, and then anything that's left over, I will then recash stuff. Roll and save. Again, everything is coming out of there. I'm actually going to have to be pretty quick with this. I can hear, I don't know why, but my son's woken up. I've only just put him down for a nap. Now, go with the fro is going to go, because I'm going to redo this slightly. My Galentine's challenge is going. Shine Bright Like a Diamond is going. Taurus hasn't even been started, so that's also going. My pet one is going to stay. So my pet one's staying, so is Candy Cottage, so is Got the Hump. I'm sure the people down at the post office are gonna absolutely love me for all the change that I'm bringing down there, aren't they? Oh dear, oh well. And then we're actually going to remove the £10 in here. So all of these trackers are gonna need to be all rubbed off and started again. Candy Cottage. So this is a Christmas one. And then Got the Hump also has £5 in it. Now, some of this money was already, like Got the Hump's money was already to debt. We already had some debt ones filled in. So, you know, it's not the be all and end all with regards to this. I feel like, honestly, it's non-stop. Okay, so the way that this is basically gonna work with regards to my challenges, I've also got these ones here. So because I'm actually condensing all of this. So I'm no longer doing the £1,000 challenge because at the moment I just can't afford it, which basically means that the one that I have pre-saved here, all of this, I did ask in a last video, but all of this I'm actually just gonna reallocate. I was planning to keep it until the end, but that's all gonna be reallocated. So let's take that one out. My £1 savings challenge is also going to be going because I have other challenges in my other folder that have £1 on them now, whereas I didn't when I got this initially. And like I said, I may reuse these in the future. My £10 challenge is also going. I am keeping the £25 challenge. However, again, I'm taking all the money out and we're going to be starting this from scratch. And then Q1 is also going. Again, I'm taking the money, but Q1 is going. I'm just so far behind on it. And then we're keeping Save the Year, but we're taking out this one. As of April, we're gonna start afresh. So I'm gonna pop the April one in and we're taking the money out that we've got in there. So there we go. And I'm actually gonna scratch that off and just start again from April, so it's all afresh. So now what's gonna happen is, if I've done this correctly, which I'm hoping I have, I'm now gonna have Save the Year. And I'm gonna have to be really quick because I can hear my son is definitely awake. So then I will rub all of these off, but then we've got the Hump, which is gonna be a debt challenge. And I'm gonna tell you about these in a moment. Then we've also got Candy Cottage, the pet one, which I do feel like that one is quite an important one, to be honest with you. We've got Roll and Save, the scratch off one, and the £5 challenge. So that actually amounts to 8 challenges. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So what I'm basically going to do is roll a £5 dice, an 8-sided dice, and then essentially I think I'm going to allocate £50 minimum to this every single month, and then, you know, that's quite a few rolls that's going to get. Put £50 aside, bear with. So my little one is definitely unsettled, so I'm going to have to be quick with this. But yeah, essentially what I'm going to do, minimum £50 a week into here, £5 in each. They're smaller challenges, so hopefully they shouldn't take me as long to do. And then essentially a lot of them are going to be reallocated. To Save the Year will be reallocated into my events. Got the Hump will be debt. Candy Cottage will be into Christmas because I do want to work on Christmas. And then everything else bar the pets one, all of these are also going to be reallocated into debt. And then what I will do is, as they go, I will change them out. And so I think that's just the best way to do it. So we're officially down just to one binder for our challenges. Now, when it comes to, I also had this one here. This was our events binder. And what I've decided to do is, as much as I love having an events binder, it's not 100% necessary. So what I'm going to do is I'm still going to keep a lot of them. So I'm still keeping back to school holidays. However, I'm taking out that winter challenge because I no longer want that challenge in there. I'm still keeping my mini break. I'm still keeping birthday parties. And I'm still keeping Father's Day. And I'm still keeping holiday. All the rest of them are like later down the line, if that makes sense, or they've already surpassed us. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to keep them in this folder, but I'm no longer going to use this binder. So they're going to stay in there. I'm no longer going to use that one because, you know, it's just, again, another binder. And I'm going to move these into our high and low priority. So, you know, birthday parties, mini break. Let's have a look. Birthday parties, mini break, school holidays. They're all low priority. Father's Day, holiday. Back to school and holiday, I would say, is quite important. And then we've got Father's Day. So mini break, we can take some money out of. Birthday parties, again. And so I'm going to have to do all of these. So I'm literally rejigging them all up. So all of the text is different. So let's have a look. Mini breaks first. School holidays is just after. And we've got Father's Day, birthday parties. So they're going to be going into my low priority binder. And I will reshuffle all of these around in this one shortly. And then back to school and holiday are quite important. So let's have a look. Let's pop them in there for the time being. It's annoying because obviously as I've made my binders, they've changed and my wallets and stuff have changed over time. So that's a little bit frustrating. Okay, so they're all in there. Then again, I will be keeping Christmas. However, I'm going to remove the money from Christmas, and potentially if we have a bonus cash stuffing, I might pop some money into Christmas. If we have any extra money on a weekly cash stuffing, I might put some money in. And what I may look to actually do over the upcoming weeks and months is create myself another one like my Disney binder, which I'll share with you in a second. I may look to create another one like my Disney binder aimed at Christmas and then reallocate that money into the selected slots, which I think might work a lot better than having this, and it might make it a little bit more simpler because this is just hurting my head a little bit with all of these things. So then the last one we have actually, before we move on, our birthday. So I have a whole birthday binder, but again, what I'm going to do with that is I'm actually just going to move those birthday ones, and I'm going to keep 2 birthdays in my binder at a time. And so I'm going to keep them at the back of my high priority, so again I can see them and then I can work on them. So there's my birthday and then my son's birthday. Again, I'm going to take that money out, but they will be the next ones we're working on. And again, we no longer have a birthday binder, but it doesn't mean I haven't got the wallets. The wallets are all sitting there ready to use because I do feel like they're handy to have. I just don't feel like I need a whole folder when I'm not stuffing for all of these things in advance. And when I get to the point that I can stuff ahead of time, then 100% I think it's going to be worth it. But right now I'm not doing that. So if we count out what we've got so far, we've got 20, 40, 60, God, 81, 20, 40, 60. So 160 plus 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 1, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Oh my God, 160 in tens. Wouldn't it be funny if we had 160 in fives? I doubt we will, but 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10, 15. So 115 in fives. And then if we count up our change, we've got 2, 4, £6 and £2 coins. Then in pounds, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9, 10. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. And then we have another £3 and another £1. So we've got 350 there so far, which means I think I probably am gonna have to do this, which I'm a little bit gutted about. But I've actually got my Disney binder and my 100 envelope challenge. Now, I didn't really want to go into these, but I don't think I'm gonna have much choice not to. So, you know, we can look to top these back up, but we are gonna have to empty these out. So this was obviously a target for us to take the boys away to Disney at the end of the year. It's not to say we can't do it. I basically needed to get one of these done every quarter, and obviously I haven't managed to fill this one up. Now I'm taking away from it, but hopefully we can work back towards this. Now, I think that one's empty. So there we have an extra, let's move all this round. And honestly, I'm absolutely gutted to be doing this, but essentially this is what this money's for. And so, you know, I can't complain. 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, 75. So another 75. So 350 plus 75 is 425. I actually feel like I'm short some money, and I don't know why, because I'm sure I went and counted this up, because I know in here there's another 80. So either I've miscounted, but I had that I should have 604, or I haven't removed something from somewhere. I'm sure when I worked this out yesterday, I calculated there should be 604. And like I said, I absolutely feel gutted to be doing this, but I have a very strong opinion that I can get myself back there. Hopefully before the end of April. You know, I'm gonna work hard, cash stuff hard, and hopefully we will get there. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80. So plus 80 gives us 505. I calculated 604. So I'm just going to go through and check that everything is 100% empty and that I've taken money out of everything, which I'm sure I have, but I just want to check. There's definitely nothing in those. Bear with me, I will come back in a second. Okay, so everything definitely seems to be out. So I'm just going to give it another recount. So we've got 20, oh my God, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 80. So 180. I think I counted 160 the first time, didn't I? Or have I added more in? I don't know. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 91, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 92, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. So 280. Plus 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 135. We're definitely nearer it. Now we're at 595, so I don't know what I was doing. So we've got plus 6, plus 10, 20, plus 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 625, so that seems a lot more like what I thought it was. So 625 is gonna be going back to the bank. I'm gonna pop that in, see where I get to with everything, and then if I can, I will recash stuff this, pop it back into my binders. Now they're a lot simpler, a lot more refined. I literally now have, and I will still be doing the Disney binder, and I actually think I'm gonna swap this one over. So instead of having this one, I think I'm gonna swap it over to the white, so I just have the 3 colors in them, which I absolutely love. And if you are interested in these, pop me a message over on Instagram. I'm selling these for £25 plus tracked postage on top, which is £4. £25, and they will be in stock in the next week or so, but by the time you're seeing this video, they probably will be live. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up because I can see I don't have much memory. Thank you so much for watching and supporting. Hopefully my next video will be a really fun cash stuffing, and any other advice is much welcome. We are working on more side hustles and things like that, but I will see you all again for another video very soon. Bye guys.